Zeke, first to you. Betsy DeVos could not answer that question or would not answer that question. What is the answer to whether children can go to school safely?
Children can go to school safely. We have seen it in other countries, but it does require, first of all, metrics for when you do send them to school, and having cases go down and be at a low level, so your R0 is not 10, is very important. And the other is you do need an infrastructure. This can't just be we go back to the old style of 25, 30 kids in a classroom, no physical distancing, no face mask wearing. You need a particular plan. And when Betsy DeVos says, you know, the private sector does it, look, private sector has 10, 15, 20-page protocols, single-spaced with very detailed, how are we putting people, how far apart are they going to be? We probably need to reduce class sizes to 15. We have to have kids wearing face masks. We have to have an arrangement for how they will eat their meals, probably in the classroom, not in a cafeteria. We have to figure out where the additional classrooms are going to be. What are we going to do about either physical education or recess times that kids need for a break? Do we keep them in pods, and how big are those pods? Those are all vital issues. What happens if one kid turns positive with symptoms, and who do we have to test? How do we track that? So you would expect a very detailed set of protocols and when you would trigger each step. But we got none of that for Betsy DeVos, none of that from the administration. And it's very disappointing. You can't expect every school district to do this without resources.
And Lily, you've got to be concerned about your teachers, and there are many teachers and principals and others in the school system who are not even in your union, but are adults who are on the front lines and have to be worried about their own health, even if children are not transmitting the COVID as often and as virally as older people, teenagers, perhaps high school kids, even if they are not infected in the same degree. You have to be concerned about your faculty.
So I'm a sixth grade teacher from Utah, president of the NEA. I represent 3 million teachers, lunch workers, bus drivers. Any one of my 3 million members is more qualified than Betsy DeVos to be talking about how to safely order schools. They have open schools. They have no plan. I think that's pretty clear. We were mystified, disturbed, angry at Donald Trump and Betsy DeVos giving us orders. They have no authority to make school teachers and staff do anything. They have no power to take away our special ed funding, our school lunch funding. If we don't obey them, they're threatening our funding. So let me say quite quickly, what is alarming us is that our folks are panicked. Parents are panicked. School board members are panicked by these threats. And so I have friends that have already started GoFundMe pages for face masks and disinfectant wipes because they have no hope that there's going to be help, real help from the national level. This is not going to be solved by a bake sale. And the places that open safely, and by the way, it's a false choice when you say, here's an unsafe school. Do we open it or do we keep it closed? No, you take the unsafe school and you make it safe, and you don't open it until it is safe. All of those places that open safely, number one, they had national leadership to help those infection rates start to decline, where ours is exploding. No country has opened their schools while they were surging in infection rates. But once those infection rates came down, they named their teachers and support staff as essential emergency workers. They gave them testing, tracing, and treatment. They were they were front of the line. They had access to the face masks and the disinfectants. They didn't ask them to bring their own. And they carefully centered all of that help around equity. You know, some of our kids have Wi-Fi in their home. They can borrow their mom and dad's laptop, and some of our kids don't have any of that. They did that in Denmark, Germany, Australia. They didn't do that in Brazil. in the Philippines, in Russia, in the places where Donald Trump is always bragging that he loves their leaders. They did it wrong. I don't want to add the U.S. to that list.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.